Okay, so picture this. A quiet Midwestern town. There is this father living alone, and then suddenly, bang, his whole world just gets turned upside down.
Completely flipped.
Yeah. And that's what we're diving into today. This really powerful story called The Homecoming. 3 daughters, 1 father, new beginnings. And it's more than just a story, isn't it? It's got secrets coming out, past choices having these big consequences.
The shadows, yeah.
And this one act of sacrifice that really changes everything. It kind of mirrors things we see today, I think.
Absolutely. It touches on a lot of modern family dynamics.
So our mission here for you listening is to really unpack this. Pull out the key insights about, family, what sacrifice truly means.
And maybe how being broken isn't always the end. Sometimes it's a start.
Exactly. How it can be a catalyst for something new. Okay, so let's meet the main guy, John Parker. He's 62.
Retired factory worker.
Yeah.
Doing part-time janitor work now. Small town life.
And the description, it's vivid. Rough hands, years of labor showing, carrying pain, not just physical, but...
The weight of sacrifice. A lifetime of it, kind of unseen.
Right. Living this quiet, solitary life. Until they start coming back.
His daughters, one by one.
First up is Emily, the oldest. She was a big deal in Chicago real estate, right? Ambitious, confident.
Yeah, had that image. But she comes back after trying to save her marriage for 6 years.
6 years. That's rough. Heartbroken, the story says, but way too proud to let anyone see it.
Classic defense mechanism, maybe. Then Sarah arrives.
The middle child, a nurse. She worked through the pandemic out in L.A.
Tough stuff. Married a doctor, but that turned sour. Sounds like competition, not love.
Yeah, the divorce was nasty. Loud and bitter, it says. And she comes home with her son, Liam. He's 6.
And she's carrying this heavy silence. A lot of unspoken grief there.
Definitely. And then finally, there's Olivia, the youngest.
The dreamer. Ran off to New York. Photography.
Oh, right. Married young, against her dad's wishes or reservations anyway.
And that lasted, 13 months? Barely a year.
Not long at all. So she's the last one home. Seems kind of unapologetic, maybe defiant, but you can tell.
Oh, yeah. Unmistakably broken underneath.
So just like that, John's quiet life, poof, gone.
It becomes this emotional pressure cooker. 3 adult daughters, 3 failed marriages.
1 small house, way too many feelings crammed in there. Unresolved stuff everywhere.
It's a recipe for conflict.
Well, and the story says the first few weeks were maybe surprisingly okay. Bearable.
Yeah, maybe the initial shock. We're just trying to keep it together.
But that didn't last long. That small house, it got claustrophobic fast. Emotionally, I mean.
Totally. And the friction starts.
Oh, yeah. Emily's annoyed Sarah doesn't help with chores.
And Sarah's just wiped out, raising Liam alone, probably snapping at Olivia.
Who she thinks is being irresponsible. Olivia's just feeling attacked, judged for her choices.
Resenting both of them, yeah.
And poor John's stuck right in the middle, trying to play peacemaker.
But it's hitting him hard, too. It's not just that he's tired, he's hurting.
Deeply. Feeling like everything he did, all the sacrifices, giving them opportunities.
That somehow it all failed. That feeling of failure is huge here.
Yeah. And that specific feeling, that's kind of a turning point in his internal struggle, isn't it?
It really is. And what's so insightful about the narrative here is how that physical closeness, the shared house, combined with all their history.
It just magnifies everything.
Exactly. It acts like an amplifier. Individual pain turns into this massive family blow-up. And it shows how parental sacrifice, even with the best intentions, born out of love, it can sometimes create this, unspoken burden. Or lead to resentment down the line. Or, for the parent, like John, this crushing sense of having failed somehow.
It's not just the 4 walls, it's the emotional weight inside them.
Precisely. The weight of their whole past together.
Wow. Okay, so then comes the big blow up, the confrontation.
The boiling point.
Yeah. One evening, Emily just blurts it out, something like, none of us should have married those guys. Maybe if you'd raised us better, we wouldn't be here.
Oof. That's harsh. Direct hit.
Right. And John's reaction? It's heartbreaking. He doesn't yell, doesn't cry.
Just quiet, yeah.
Yeah. Stands up slowly like he's carrying the weight of the world and just says, basically, I worked 3 jobs so you could have choices I never had. Gave up my life so you wouldn't have to marry out of desperation like your mother and I did.
Oh.
And then the killer line, and still, I failed. Just devastatingly quiet.
Wow, that silence must have been deafening.
Totally. And then he just walks out, goes into the yard, sits alone for hours. The story makes a point of saying he didn't come back inside that night.
Left them with those words hanging in the air.
Yeah. But then the next morning, something shifts.
It's a new day.
Right. Liam, Sarah's little boy, he finds John asleep on the porch swing.
Oh, the grandson, innocent eyes.
Exactly. And Liam asks this simple kid question. Grandpa, why don't you live in a big house like other grandpas?
Out of the mouths of babes.
Totally. And John, very gently, just says, because I gave my house away to your mom and your aunts.
Simple truth, but profound.
Liam doesn't get it, of course, but Sarah hears it through the window.
She overhears it.
Yeah? And the story says she just breaks down crying. And that, right there, that seems to be the real turning point for them.
Scandalous.
Because later that day, Sarah actually apologizes to her sisters.
Right.
Genuinely.
Wow. Takes the first step.
And then Emily follows. And Olivia, too. And for the first time in, years, they're at the dinner table actually talking. Really talking. And laughing.
A real connection. Finally.
Yeah. And when John comes home from work all tired and sweaty, he sees them laughing together, a sound he thought he'd lost forever.
Yeah, it must have been something.
Incredible. And the months after that, it wasn't just patching things up. It was like transformation.
Real change started happening.
Yeah. Emily, the ambitious one, she starts her own real estate agency right there in their hometown.
Okay, using her skills.
But here's the kicker. She makes a point of hiring single moms, divorcees, helping them build a future.
Paying it forward. That's powerful.
Totally. And Sarah, the nurse, goes back to work at the local clinic and uses her own experience.
The tough divorce, single parenting.
Yeah, all of it. To start a support group for other women going through the same thing.
Finding purpose in her pain.
And Olivia, the youngest, the dreamer, she turns her whole mess into art.
Her photography.
Exactly. This exhibit called The Return Home, all about their journey, the brokenness, the beauty in it, and it actually gets noticed, makes headlines nearby.
Wow, so each of them found a way to rebuild using what they went through.
Exactly. From that deep fracture to this incredible sense of purpose, that really feels like the core message here, doesn't it?
It absolutely is. And if you connect that to the bigger picture, you see how John's vulnerability, right? That quiet sacrifice, the words Liam overheard, that became the spark.
The unintended spark.
Right. The catalyst, not just for them getting along again, but for this profound rebuilding. Individually and as a family unit, it really drives home that brokenness wasn't the final chapter.
It was the beginning of a whole new one.
You know, like hitting rock bottom sometimes clears this slate. You know, makes space for something more real, more purposeful to grow.
And what about John himself? How does his story end?
Well, the narrative brings it to a really nice close. He retires. For real this time.
Not because he suddenly got rich.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But because he finally found peace after decades.
Yeah.
That was his real retirement fund, you could say. Peace.
That's beautiful. So wrapping this up then, what's the big takeaway for us, for you, listening to this deep dive into the homecoming?
Well, I mean, for me, it really hammers home that life almost never goes to plan. Stuff breaks. People break. But that brokenness isn't necessarily the end. It can be, well, an unexpected start. Coming home, facing the past, facing family. It's hard. Maybe the hardest thing.
But also potentially the most powerful.
Yeah.
The most transformative.
Yeah. So thinking about all that.
It does raise a pretty important question, doesn't it? For all of us, really. When you look at this family's journey, the vulnerability, how they reconciled, found new purpose.
How might our own struggles, the deep ones, especially with the people closest to us, could they actually be an unexpected path, a way to redefine what success even means, what purpose looks like, and maybe even what home truly signifies in this complicated world we're all navigating?
That's definitely something to think about. How our hardest moments might hold the key to something new. Powerful stuff.